Hello and welcome, wonderful people, to Eye on Port, the television program that has been designated to bring Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. Eye on Port is made possible by Ghana Revenue Authority, GOIL, PLC Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, Phoenix Insurance, and the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions Ghana. Eye on Port is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. US. Exactly 40 years ago, one of the greatest institutions in Ghana was established from the merger of three existing companies at the time. That is the Ghana Ports Authority, the Ghana Cargo Handling Company, and the Takoradi Lighterage Company to form Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Please take some time to watch this video as we launch the month-long celebration for GPHA's 40th anniversary. For centuries, Ghana's coastline has served as a gateway to trade, connecting people, cultures, and economies across continents. From the bustling shores of Tema and Takoradi to the countless vessels that have carried the nation's aspirations across the seas, the story of Ghana's maritime industry is inseparable from the story of Ghana itself. In 1986, a transformative chapter began. Under PNDC Law 160, three vital institutions, the Ghana Ports Authority, the Ghana Cargo Handling Company, and the Takoradi Lighterage Company, were merged to form a single unified entity, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. This historic consolidation brought together expertise, infrastructure, and operations under one mandate: to plan, build, develop, manage, maintain and control all ports in Ghana. Over the past 4 decades, GPHA has evolved into a cornerstone of Ghana's economy, serving as the nation's maritime gateway and a catalyst for commerce, industrial growth, and regional integration.
I was employed on 24 January 1977. We all realized that the merger was the best for the three organizations. When we were coming together, we all knew the strength of each organization. Those who thought were financially okay didn't want the merger because they wanted to enjoy the cake all alone.
The ex-Port Authority side agreed to the merger because they thought that, one, the port will be modernized, and two, we will get more machines and others to work with so that bigger ships can call in. Unfortunately, our other side, Ghana Cargo Handling Company, after meeting the workers, they said no. And so, we were managing, and along the line, demonstrations started, especially from the ex-Cargo Handling Company side. We no go green. We go green, we no go green. We go green, we no go green. Demonstrations. And it did not happen only at the port inside. Now they moved to township.
Those days, when there's a need for somebody to jump and go and become a foreman on board a ship, how to put cargo and the rest. But some of these officers were going down into the hatches to work with them. We had the likes of the late Robert Bob Majidi, a seasoned steward. Those are the people we mentor.
Through innovation, resilience, and the dedication of generations of workers, the authority has transformed Ghana's ports into world-class hubs that connect the country to global markets.
Ghana Cargo Handling Company had a lot of money because we were handling the stevedoring, exporting port. We were hot in business, and light trades were more or less doing the taxi sort of using batches and lighters to cut things from the anchorage and then deep sea to the wharf. And GPHA, Ghana Port Authority, was more or less like a regulator. I mean, they were there overseeing the activities of the port. So when it became necessary that we have to get so many things well done or done well in the port, decided to go for the World Bank loan So there was a need for us to come together so that there will be a rehabilitation of the port. And the port looked very nasty, especially Takoradi Port. I come from Takoradi Port. I was employed in Takoradi. It was an awful sight to see. When you enter the port, you would think you are standing at Agbobrishi, where all kinds of things happen, trading, selling of food, where the big time chop bars were situated in the port, close to the quay.
40 years ago, the port was not like this. We were having a lot of bulk carriers in the port by then. There was no container because by then, container was not in the system. I can see the development that the port has gone through. When it goes to administrative area, we were not having a lot of professionals around that area by then. But later the port became attractive and now we are having professionals, all those type of people there managing the situation. And we've managed the situation up to this stage. And I think the port has progressed a lot.
Takoradi Electric Company Limited, as the name implies, we manage the lighters. The lighters is what we use to do the export of the primary product, that is the cocoa beans in sacks. The wranglers, both the sinkers and the floaters. As for the sinkers, they are placed in the lighters and moved to the ship side for loading. The same thing applies to the cocoa beans in sacks. These are loaded into the lighters and then moved to the ship side for loading. And then we have this Tema too. We also handle Tema. So basically the export product, it is Takoradi Electric Company that handled those export products.
We take this opportunity as a unions to also urge each and every one of us to work very hard. That some people brought us where we are now. They work very hard to bring us to where we are now. And we are also asking each and every one, the current staff, to also work very hard, that we will also be able to have a success story.
As we all know, we have implemented 24-hour economy, for which we are running 3 different ships. This has led to the employment of quite a large number of staff. This is a good sign. Aside that, we can see that vessels are calling. Vessel traffic has grown, container volumes have grown. What should we do to be able to accommodate these traffic volumes? So I urge all staff to participate fully in this celebration so that this celebration can be a successful one.
I would wish or to see that in the near future or the days ahead, we'll see more of machines at the ship side, like the cranes, the Murphys, the forklift, everything that we need to enhance our operation activities.
40 years down the line, a lot of programs scheduled for this program, and I want you and everybody to engage ourselves to make it outstanding, to make it happier, to make it livelier. So I come before you today in a happy mood. Managers, stakeholders, junior staffs, everybody. It is your contribution and my contribution that has moved the authority this far.
As GPHA marks its 40th anniversary, we celebrate not only an institution, but also the people, partnerships, and pioneering spirit that have shaped its remarkable journey. This is the story of 40 years of progress, 40 years of connecting Ghana to the world and the world to Ghana.
40 years ago, some of us were not here, but from what we've heard from our seniors, indicates that the measure was the best that happened to Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Under that regime, the Port Authority was seriously handicapped. But the measure under the PNDC law 160 and thereafter have brought a lot of energy into Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We have seen the port improved in all aspects of the economy.
I take the opportunity to congratulate all those who have been part of this journey. Former workers of GPHA, the directors, director generals of GPHA, current staff of GPHA, the shipping agents, shipping lines, freight forwarders, all those who have made this possible for GPHA to be here today. We can only say that at 40, life has just begun for GPHA.
I stand in solidarity with the entire GPHA family as we celebrate our accomplishments and renew our commitment to excellence, innovation, and service. Congratulations to us on 40 years of dedicated service to Ghana and beyond.
We hope you liked that video and you learned a thing or two about the establishment of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We're actually happy to let you know that a much longer, extensive video that tells you about the genesis of the Ghana Ports Authority, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority would be launched in due time, and there are a number of programs that have been lined up for this celebration. So stay tuned as we update you. It is now time to have a short commercial break. We'll be back with more news.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Every day we step out with purpose to work, to build, to provide, to dream. But sometimes life takes an unexpected turn. An accident, a fire outbreak, a medical emergency. Moments we never planned for. And when they happen, the right support changes everything. Hi, I'm Serena, and at Serena Insurance, we stand with you through every challenge and every victory. Protecting your family, your business, your job, your future, and you. Our services include motor, fire, marine, engineering, aviation, and bonds and guarantees are tailored to suit your needs. Because insurance is not just about policies, it's about peace of mind, confidence, and knowing that no matter what happens, you are covered. Visit our website to view our insurance policies right now. Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Across the corridor and every major yard, CHAPT is the choice of over 11,000 professional drivers. Visit our kiosk to register. Join a community built on safety, savings, and success. Get your official high-vis gear and your personalized CHAPT ID, your key to a smarter journey. With over 11,000 members, you are never driving alone. This is the CHAPT standard of excellence. Tap your card for instant fuel discounts at Shell. Save more on every fill and keep your profits high. Maximize your earnings with our real-time load board. Find your next haul instantly.
All right, viewers, another busy week in our ports and maritime sector during the course of last week. Let's have a look at some of those.
Ghana joined the global maritime community in celebrating the 2026 Day of the Seafarer, paying tribute to the thousands of seafarers whose dedication and resilience keep global trade and supply chains moving. The commemoration, held in Tema on Thursday, June 25, and hosted by the Ghana Maritime Authority, was under the theme, Carrying World Trade, Carrying the Risk. The event highlighted the vital role seafarers play in facilitating international commerce, despite the demanding and often hazardous conditions under which they work. This year's celebration brought together seafarers undergoing certificate renewals and mandatory medical examination ahead of their next assignment at sea. The occasion also provided an opportunity for them to interact with the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority. Addressing participants, the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, described seafarers as the backbone of both global trade and Ghana's maritime economy, emphasizing that sacrifices and commitments deserve greater recognition and sustained support.
In the silence behind the success and the drive of the country are seamen that are working at sea and they are driving the economy. So you go to the port and you realize that there are vessels there and seamen are those that have brought these vessels, and that is what we depend. You even know that as a country, majority of our revenue is also derived from the port. So if you want direct evidence of what seamen do, that is what we do. So we use today to recognize that. But we also do that at the Ghana Maritime Authority with a sense of pride, although we do it in a very humble way. Why a sense of pride? The Ghana Maritime Authority has attained a high level of efficiency.
Dr. Kamaldeen Ali also reaffirmed the authority's commitment to improving service delivery, maintaining high operational standards, and strengthening collaboration with industry stakeholders to advance Ghana's maritime sector.
One of the things that we are doing is putting together what we call the National Seafarer Development Policy. So this is expected to catalyze whatever has been happening in this country, where at the national level, in a couple of months' time, His Excellency the President will launch the National Seafarer Development Program or policy. And this has a number of things embedded on it. It will show the actions plans that we will take to promote, first and foremost, Ghanaian seafarers and to increase our wealth tally of seafarers. It will also show how this country can benefit economically from the remittances of seafarers. Within the policy, we intend to create mechanisms that will create opportunities for people to be able to undertake the seafarer profession.
Some seafarers used the occasion to call on government, ship owners, port authorities, and other stakeholders to improve welfare conditions, enhance motivation, and create more employment and career development opportunities within the maritime industry.
The main one, I would say, we need a training ship for our young ones so that they can be practically good on their job before going on the commercial ships. So if we have a training ship as a country, or for the Maritime University, which is a regional university in West Africa here, if we have a training ship, it will be very great and very helpful.
Ladies who are interested in this career to go for it. I'll tell them to grab any opportunity they get into the maritime industry, being seagoing, offshore, rigs, platforms, anything. Anywhere you get an opportunity. And I'll also encourage people to throw more light on institutions, to throw more light on the maritime industry, because I feel like it's not recognized enough for everyone to get access to it or to know about it.
Yeah, I did my service at GPHA on the tugboat. But experiencing real life vessel, seagoing vessel, it was, at the first it was scary. It was scary, but with encouragement, I was able to sail through, and it has made me who I am today.
On board, what I do mostly maintenance on board. I chipped, I paint, I held navigational watch, cargo operation, maintenance of firefighting equipment, life-saving appliances. Basically, I was doing almost a bit of everything. In my company, there are many female on board. We were kind of like 8 women, so I won't say it's a guy's job because all my contract we were female on board.
Observed annually on June 25, the Day of the Seafarer is an initiative of the International Maritime Organization to recognize the indispensable contributions of seafarers to global trade, economic development, and uninterrupted movement of goods across the world's ocean.
A delegation from the Port of Wilmington in Delaware, United States, has paid a working visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to explore opportunities for stronger trade relations, diaspora-led investment, and port-to-port collaboration between Ghana and the United States. The delegation, made up of representatives from the Port of Wilmington, the Center for Global Africa, and the African Peer Review Mechanism Ghana office, said the visit was aimed at positioning Delaware as a strategic gateway for West African trade while deepening economic ties between Africa and its diaspora.
The biggest trade cargo ever left Africa came to America is human cargo. And today we are completely outside, as African Americans, completely outside of the maritime industry. And with the systems approach that we have, like you were talking about education, we want to bring this to our universities and get our youth to study trade-related facilitation directly with Africa and what's required to really make it sustainable and successful and get our goods moving across the Atlantic, which Marcus Garvey was attempting to do 100 years ago.
Welcoming the delegation, Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager of GPHA, Nana Esi Kwansa Soderberg, highlighted Ghana's strategic position as a maritime gateway to West Africa, serving not only Ghana, but also landlocked countries including Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
You mentioned a lot about collaboration, about AFTA, and even beyond. And this is what's one of GPHA's focus. We don't work in isolation, we don't work in a silo. We work in collaboration with international organizations and stakeholders such as yourselves. We work in collaboration with other government regulatory agencies, with private sectors agencies, chambers of commerce. Sometimes we have sister port relations as well, among many others. And all this helps us develop the kind of services that are needed by clients or customers both in Ghana and beyond.
Discussions also focused on existing shipping connectivity between Ghana and the United States. A representative of Grimaldi Lines indicated that a direct fortnightly shipping service already links Tema to several ports on the United States East Coast, including Wilmington, creating opportunities for increased cargo movement between the two regions.
Every 2 weeks, directly from West Africa, calling Lagos, Cotonou, Tema, Abidjan, all the way to New York, Baltimore, Delaware, Jacksonville, Freeport, and then down to Veracruz. So these are services that we provide. We provide a multi-purpose vessel that we deploy on these routes, and we carry cargoes of any ship and size. We carry containers, project cargo, helicopter, train, cars to West Africa. Any cargo of any ship and size, we can provide a service to you.
The Delaware delegation also showcased plans to expand the port of Wilmington with a new container terminal expected to increase capacity significantly by 2029, while leveraging its extensive cold storage facilities to attract agricultural exports from Africa.
This effort would tremendously increase, I think the development of the Port of Delaware and the new port, and also help to develop cargo port-to-port relationship with Grimaldi and other, shipping stevedoring operations. And I look forward to creating the contacts and the relationships that we can start now, because in 3 years, we got 3 years to work on these relationships, because that port, like I say, is supposed to take about 3 years from now.
Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of pioneering Pan-Africanist Marcus Garvey, bridged the commercial discussions with the historical legacy of his father, who founded the Black Star Line exactly a century ago to facilitate autonomous black global commerce. The engagement further highlighted the role of the African diaspora in strengthening economic cooperation between Africa and the United States, with both sides expressing interest in formalizing relations through future partnership agreements. The Regional Maritime University has opened its 35th Board of Governors meeting with a renewed commitment to strengthening maritime education, regional cooperation, and institutional growth as transport ministers and representatives from member states gathered on campus to chart the university's future. This year's meeting marks two significant milestones for the institution: the transition of the board's leadership from Sierra Leone to Ghana, and the official admission of Guinea-Bissau as the 6th member state of the Regional Maritime University. After serving a successful 2-year term as Chancellor and Chairman of the Board of Governors, Sierra Leone's Minister for Transport and Aviation, Alhaji Fande Toure, officially handed over the chairmanship to Ghana's Minister for Transport, Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe. Reflecting on his tenure, the outgoing chairman highlighted key achievements, including Sierra Leone's investment in modern teaching infrastructure that has strengthened practical maritime training at the university. He also described the past academic year as one of remarkable progress, revealing that student enrollment has increased by more than 30%.
As I conclude my tenure, I live with confidence and optimism. I am confident because the Regional Maritime University is stronger today than it was. It is larger in membership, stronger in governance, richer in infrastructure, stable in finances, and clearer in its strategic direction. Most importantly, it is supported by member states that remain committed to its continued success.
Taking over the chairmanship, Honorable Joseph Bukari-Nikpe pledged Ghana's unwavering commitment as host nation to creating the enabling environment for the regional maritime university to thrive. He assured member states that Ghana would continue to invest in educational infrastructure, strengthen training facilities, and support the university's efforts to produce highly skilled maritime professionals capable of harnessing opportunities within the growing blue economy.
I will want to pledge that Ghana, taking this chairmanship and chancellorship, will work hard to improve upon education and all facilities needed to be able to train our growing youth, and they will definitely have a place in the world of work because of the kind of quality of training they will receive from this university.
Ministers and representatives from the university's member states collectively pledged to work together to enhance academic excellence, expand opportunities for maritime education, and ensure the institution remains responsive to the evolving manpower needs of the maritime and blue economy sectors. Also addressing the gathering, Secretary General of the Maritime Organization of West and Central Africa, Dr. Paul Adaliku, highlighted ongoing efforts to deepen collaboration among Africa's maritime training institutions. He said, MOCA is spearheading initiatives that promote academic exchanges, harmonization of maritime curricula, mutual recognition of professional certifications, and shared access to training facilities as part of a broader vision to position the region's maritime academies among the best in the world.
I am delighted that MOCA has secured a grant of $500,000 from the Africa Maritime Development Bank through the NEPAD Infrastructure Project Facility to undertake a comprehensive regional assessment of ship repair, maintenance, recycling, and dry dock infrastructure across West and Central Africa. The outcome of this study will be of immense value to the maritime sector and to our training institutions. Significantly, the Africa Development Bank considers this initiative a pilot project whose methodology and findings will be replicated in other regions of the continent.
Over the next 2 days, the Board of Governors will deliberate on governance, finance, academic development, and strategic priorities aimed at consolidating the university's recent gains and positioning it for greater regional and global relevance. Let us now turn our attention overseas and hear what is happening there too.
The Day of the Seafarer was observed on June 25 under the theme Carrying World Trade, Carrying the Risks, highlighting the vital role of the world's 1.8 million seafarers and the growing dangers they face while operating in conflict-affected regions, such as the Strait of Hormuz, the Black Sea, and the Red Sea. The International Maritime Organization said it is working with member states in the shipping industry to evacuate about 11,000 seafarers stranded in the Persian Gulf following attacks on shipping, while reiterating that seafarers must never become victims of geopolitical conflicts. The campaign also amplified the voices of seafarers through first-hand accounts of navigating high-risk waters, while calling on the global maritime community to recognize their resilience, sacrifices, and indispensable contribution to keeping world trade moving. The remarks by China's ambassador followed concerns raised by Panama and other international stakeholders over a sharp increase in inspections and vessel detentions after Panama cancelled the port concessions held by Hong Kong-based CK Hudson. While China maintains the inspections comply with national laws and international conventions, maritime data reportedly showed inspections and detentions of Panama flagships rose significantly above historical levels, fueling concerns that the measures may be politically motivated.
It is now time for our Word of the Day segment that introduces you to words, phrases, jargons, and terminologies that we often use in this industry so you can get familiar with them.
Port concession. A port concession is a contractual arrangement in which a government or port authority grants a private operator the right to finance, develop, operate, or manage specific port facilities or terminal services for a fixed period under agreed terms and conditions. At the end of the concession period, Control of the assets typically reverts to the public authority.
The health and safety tip of the week is next.
Severe weather conditions. Severe weather conditions such as storms, heavy rain, high waves, and poor visibility can significantly increase the risk of accidents during port operations. Port workers should monitor weather updates, follow safety directives, wear the appropriate personal protective equipment, and suspend high-risk activities whenever conditions become unsafe.
It is now time to take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berth in the port of Tema, Takoradi, at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. Now viewers, this is where we end this week's edition of Eye on Port. And as usual, we hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Please subscribe, like, and then share our videos. Thank you for watching.